In this video, I'm going to show you how to clean up and get rid of that burnt on grease and grime from your glass or ceramic cooktops. Now, step one is spraying down the surface with a degreaser. For this, I really like Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray, but if you don't have that, that's okay. You can also just use regular dish soap. When it comes to scrubbers, it's important to remember that you want to use something that's strong enough to cut through that grease and grime, but not too strong or abrasive where it's going to scratch or damage the surface. So for this, I like to use something called a Scour Daddy from Scrub Daddy. Now, once everything was scrubbed in, I gave it a quick rinse, and you could definitely tell that baked on grease was still there. So then I come through with Barkeeper's Friend Glass Cooktop Cleaner. When scrubbing this product in, I like to work in small circles and really focus my effort on the main cooking areas. Usually it's the two front burners that get the most grease and grime buildup, and you'll even start to see it break down as you scrub. Once everything is nice and scrubbed, I let it sit for a bit, then come through with a damp towel and give the entire surface a rinse. Now at this point, depending on how dirty it was to start, your glass cooktop might be nice and clean. So then I just give it a quick buff with a dry microfiber towel and you're done. However, if it's really dirty like this one, you may still have a few areas that need a little attention. So for this, we're gonna use a razor blade scraper. When it comes to using a scraper like this on glass, you definitely wanna be careful, and there's a few things I always suggest. Number one, always lubricate the surface with a cleaner. For this, I'm just using, again, the Barkeeper's Friend Stovetop Cleaner with a thin layer down where I'm scraping. Number two, always use a fresh razor blade. If you use one that is dull, you do run the risk of it digging in and gouging and/or scratching. Number three, you don't have to push really hard or dig into it. Just go at the right angle, nice and slow, back and forth, and let the blade do the work. Once the scraping is complete, I then come through with a damp towel and rinse the entire surface. This is also a great time to just give everything a once over to make sure that you didn't miss any of that grease and grime. The final step, once everything is nice and clean, is to come through with a dry microfiber towel. Now, the reason I like to do this is not only does it dry the surface, but it also buffs out any remaining streaks, leaving the glass looking great. Now, one thing to look out for with glass cooktops is that over time, they will tend to scratch and break down, especially depending on what type of cookware you use regularly. This one did have a little bit of wear and tear, and that's totally normal, but as you can see, the grease and grime is gone and it cleaned up great. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you're trying to clean something but you're not quite sure how, definitely drop a comment below and I'll help you clean that up.